I will tell you what is Saade-Saati. And Saade-Saati is, you can decide it, you can say this in two ways. Like there are many people who had taken birth during the Saade-Saati and Saade-Saati in transit also. So today we are going to talk about transit of Saade-Saati because people get fear about the transit of Saade-Saati. Saturn, which takes 2.5 years time. So Saade-Saati is a three phases, when Saturn transits from three signs, that is known as a Saade-Saati. So moon, which is very emotional planet, when Saturn transits from its left side, then over moon, and then right side, that is considered as a Saade-Saati. So before you ask me what is the moon sign, once again I will tell you there are the three types of signs. The number one is ascendant sign, like by taking the date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, then we make a chart, and particular at that time, the sign which is rotating above the head is known as a ascendant sign or a rising sign. In that, at that particular time, in whichever sign moon is rotating, that particular sign will become your moon sign. And moon takes only 2.5 days to travel from one sign to another sign. So whoever has taken birth in this 2.5 duration, they will share one same sign. Third is sun sign. Sun takes 1 month to travel from one sign to another sign. So if you are checking anything through the sun sign, it becomes a very broad, because 1 month is quite a big time. Then 2.5, because if your mind, that moon is your emotions, you can say in Hindi that is man. If your man is not saying like I don't want to do this work, whatever anybody will say, you will not work. And Saturn is a planet which gives pressure. Saturn is a heavy planet. Saturn says you have to stay in discipline. You have to learn these things. What you had not learned in the past life, now learn in this life. In this life also, let's say, if your age is 30, so whatever things you had not learned in the past 30 years, now this time you have to learn. And we always want freedom. That's why their fear is coming from, because we are looking for the freedom. We are looking like nobody should say I should be in a discipline. Somebody should not watch me. And Saturn, Saade-Saati is like, for the 7.5 years, Saturn is keep watching. And now Saturn is not giving you any choice. It is saying, Sudhar jao. This is the time you have to check yourself, so that in the future, whatever aspirations you have, I can help you to fulfill. So the period of transformation is Saade-Saati, and everyone wants to go on the pinnacle, but nobody wants to go through the cycle of transformation. So this is the Saade-Saati.
Right. In fact, lots of questions on my mind, Upmaji, and I'm going to keep it open for everybody with whatever you're listening. If you have any specific questions, do write it down and we'll bring it up as soon as we can. First of all, Upmaji, I have no idea why this has happened. Both of us are in shades of dark blue and red nail polish.
Yes.
Okay. So I do not know what the connection is, but I have this feeling that there is a connection somewhere. If it comes up, let us know in good time. But you were just mentioning Saade-Saati, so 2.5 years, and over the left, over and right of the moon, so 3 signs. So 7.5 years is what one goes through. Few more details on that, and my question on that is that why is there this fear around it? Is it only because it's a period of transformation, because transformation is good, or specifically, what is the connection with health?
Yes. So with health, it is like when anybody's Saade-Saati starts, means the first 2.5 years period start. Whatever things like you had not given proper attention on your health. So in this first period, you will start getting headache, migraine, some sort of minor surgeries, or you had properly abused your body. You had eaten proper junk food. You had not taken the proper diet. Then some kind of surgery can also appear. Fracture that can also appear in the first phase of Saade-Saati. There is a link of a hospitalization with the first phase of Saade-Saati. Knee surgery that can also happen. So that's why, because of these health issues, there is a fear, like if this thing will happen, I have to get dependent on others.
Right.
But it's not necessary, like as soon as Saade-Saati start, you will get all those things. Like I said, because it will give you pressure. Now it will be like, first it will give you headache so that you can understand it and start taking proper diet, start taking care of yourself. But if you are ignoring, then it will go in a migraine or depending on other birth planetary positions.
Right. So if I understand this correctly, Upmaji, and there are questions coming in, people, I will bring them up as soon as possible. So if I understand this correctly, this period, even though it is affected by these things happening, the opportunity for you to rectify that,
Yes.
or to do some appeasement or solutions for it, is there, not just to, okay, if I do this, it'll go away. The learning has to happen with it.
Yes.
And that is how the ease of that period also happens.
Correct.
Okay. So you said Saade-Saati, right? There is also this thing called a dasha, which I will come to later. There's some questions that have come up, which I'd like to bring up first off. In fact, there is Jyoti's asked, and in fact, I was going to ask you. Jyoti's asked, can you please tell which sun signs are going through Saade-Saati right now? Not sun signs, we moon signs, right?
Yes. Yes. Moon sign.
Like
we
in
check
January,
Saade-Saati through moon sign.
Right. January, I know Jan 17th, I think, Meen Rashi, Pisces moon sign is
Yes.
going through Saade-Saati. So apart from that, which other ones are going through it, since there are
Capricorn sign is going through the last phase of Saade-Saati.
Okay.
And Aquarius moon sign are going through the second phase of Saade-Saati.
Okay. And Pisces
first sign.
So what is this first, second, third phase, Upmaji, of Saade-Saati?
So like
2.5, 2.5, 2.5?
Yes, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5.
Okay. So Capricorn, which is going through the last phase, it's getting over.
Yes.
Aquarius is in the second 2.5 years, and Pisces has just started in January.
Yes.
So full 7.5 years is left. So everybody pay attention, because Upaji, each phase will have its own set of events happening, right? It's not
right.
All Capricorn, all Aquarius, and all Pisces are going through the same thing. What Capricorn went through in the first phase, now Pisces is going
yes.
through. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
So it is like when the first phase starts, it is like that time in general, your mental stress get started. You start having anxiety. Your lower body becomes weak. When the second phase comes, you emotionally go in a depression. You feel like some kind of bloating, cholesterol, heart-related issues. These comes during the second phase of the Saade-Saati. When the third one comes, it is like frozen shoulder, eyes-related issues, ENT, dental issues, and sometimes some severe chronic kind of disease can also appear in the last phase. Depends what in your birth chart Saturn is placed. If it is good placed, then it will go in a just minor. But if it is not good placed, then it can give you the chronic issues.
Interesting. And the good part here is, of course, Upmaji, that there is possibilities, solutions, and resolutions for all these situations. You don't have to go through it. It all depends on the placement.
Yes.
Right. And this is where I guess forecasting and getting the correct information becomes very important, right? Because the wrong forecast or the wrong prediction, so to speak, it can mess your life up.
Yes.
You need proper guidance, and the kind of guidance that is not going to scare you to death. Like before anything happens, you're already dead. No, you need solutions. You need something good and positive that will come out from it. So we will hear more on that. Sid is asked, currently I heard that Saade-Saati is an Aries sign with very tough time. Can you please elaborate for Aries sign? Is this true? Because you just mentioned, we are talking Capricorn, Aquarius.
Yes, because right now moon is transiting from the Aquarius sign. So Aries are not going through any kind of Saade-Saati. Aries Saade-Saati will start on 29th March 2025 when Saturn will enter in the Pisces sign.
All right. Okay. Interesting. So Sid, I hope that answers your question. If you're in Aries moon sign, 2025 it is going to be for you. And guess what, Sid? Your Saade-Saati might be coming in 2025, but there are things you can do about it right now itself, which you and everybody on today's call is going to get to know. And Arjun has asked, in Leo ascendant, many astrologers say that Saturn causes more harm than learning. In fact, many people in Singha Rashi are still affected with Saturn's influence, no matter the house in which the god is in. Are there any remedies here? Forget the remedies. Is this true, Upmaji? What he's asked?
Half true. Not complete true.
Let's debunk the myth. So what is the fact here, Upmaji?
So basically, for the Leo people, Saturn indicates health issues, and your partner who is going to come, that partner will give you challenges. And if we say according to the body, your physical body, your private parts, your lower legs will be governed by the Saturn. And because Saturn says you need to stay hygienic, you need to be very careful, you need to be very disciplined. And if you are not doing all those things, then Saturn will say, because you are not taking care, now you can have a varicose veins or water retention in the legs, or somewhere there will be some kind of minor health issues which can keep you bothering. So that kind of thing is there, but Saturn is not going to, like for Leo, it is very dangerous. It is not that.
Right. It again depends on its positioning, its transit, its movement, everything. And which reminds me, I want to come back to the other question as well. A few people have written in Upmaji. Yuvraj Singh has written, I've got my left leg fractured near the knee during the starting of Saade-Saati. Jyoti has written, my career is always going through a bad time. I'm already 42, but never get a stable job. She's an Aquarius. Can you please tell me how to make Saturn good for career? Okay, we will, all right, I'm just checking these questions out. We'll pick these up as well. For right now, is there anything you want to tell Yuvraj or Jyoti? And in fact, Raju has written, I'm going through the second phase and I'm very disturbed, also an Aquarius.
Yes, because right now Saturn is transiting from the Aquarius sign. So wherever in our chart Aquarius sign is placed, related to that, we will have some kind of issues. Like Yuvraj is going through the second phase, I think second phase. So when second phase is going on, This is the time when Saturn is saying, pay attention on yourself. What actions you had done. Start taking the proper diet. Saturn says to increase your stamina. Wake up early morning, sleep proper night, and normally people do opposite.
Right.
And when you are doing opposite, that time Saturn says, now I will give you emotional pressure, mental pressure, so that you can understand the difference between the day and night. What is the body's cycle? Understand that.
Right. Quite a few people, Upma ji, Kanisha is also an Aquarius, so she's going through the second phase. Rajat is asked about Makar. Makar is
Capricorn.
Capricorn, right? And therefore is going through the third phase, and they all want to know, what can we do, what can be done, and they all want to come on to the call with you. People, we will try and get as many of you on with Upma ji today as we possibly can. Please note that you will also get some general tips and remedies that everybody can use. And if you're lucky, you might get something specific for yourself as well. Now, Upma ji, like you said, 2.5 years, 2.5 years, 2.5 years. So like three phases.
Yes.
Right? 3 stages as such.
Yes.
But in one person's lifetime, how many times do you go through Saade-Saati?
3 times.
3 times. And
3
is
times.
there a guaranteed life period during which it happens, like 14 to 16 and then 25 to this thing and then 36 to, is there a specific age timelines you go through it, or it can happen anytime, thrice in your lifetime?
It can happen anytime, but in general, from 0 to 22 years, your first cycle will come. And that will be like, because you are a child. Because sometimes few people takes birth during the Saade-Saati. So right. It is 0 to 22 years, depending on what age. According to that, this Saturn is a mild Saturn. In this first cycle of Saade-Saati, there will be like a very little, like we say to the child, play safely, do this work, that type of. So this first cycle is like in between 0 to 22 years. But yes, child will not suffer, but parents will suffer. Because here, whatever the situation of parents will be, according to that child will get. So that is the first cycle. Then when you cross the 22, depending on at what age you got the first cycle. So from 22 till 46, you will get the second cycle. And in this second cycle, you are an adult. Now, this time Saturn says, you should be proper, active, energetic. Your stamina should be good. You should be serving others. Everything here, Saturn wants your karma to be uplifted for your future. So this Saturn takes your test. It is the time what you had done till now. If you had taken proper diet, you had maintained good health, then this Saturn will help you for your longevity, like it will help you to maintain your good health. Then the third Saade-Saati will come after the 46. So you can say from 46 till 75 years, the third Saade-Saati will come. So anyone who got first Saade-Saati during 18 to 22, there are less chances they get the third cycle. But okay. Who got early?
Okay.
Because it is coming from 46 to 75, 80. So if it is like at the 22, then it could be like 80, 80. So one cannot complete, very rare. Oh, because we call Purnayu, full age, around in between 80 to 90.
Ah, okay. All right. Interesting. So there is some calculation there also, depending on when you get your first is when you'll also get your...
Because after 30 years.
Okay.
So the first cycle at whatever age you get, after 30 years, you will get the second. Then after that 30, you will get that. That's why.